Hello and welcome to the Munich Auto Show. It's going to be a really exciting day. We're going to take a look at a bunch of different cars, and yes, I'm taking a leaf out of CarWow's book because I'm going to do an A to Z of all the new cars at the Motor Show. It's going to be a very, very big day because there's a lot of cars to talk about, but I'm really excited. So let's get straight into the first one. Let's check out Audi now. So this is the all-new Audi Q6. It's a prototype, but we can expect this to come out in 2026. It's built on the new platform, PPE, I don't know, something performance electric, but it looks really, really cool. I don't think we're going to get it in this like full white spec, although it is Audi, so I'm sure if you pay enough, you can get it. Check out the back. It looks very Audi. I don't know, not really breaking the mold there, are they? To be honest, this material here is giving me a very Skoda vibe, so hopefully that doesn't make it through to production. If we come in through the back, you're going to see 3 displays here, and that's pretty different actually. It seems like we're going for a lot of displays. This is very production spec as well, so where I'm sitting, I don't know, it feels like this is exactly what it's going to be like in the Q6, so it'll be really interesting to see when it comes out in, I don't know, a year's time. So this car is this car. This is the i7 protection, and this thing is a body armored up i7, so you can feel guilt-free rolling around with all of your protection. Check out these wheels here. They have been upgraded in pretty much every way. The rubber on the outside is specially designed, so if they do explode, you can still drive on them. You've got the biggest brakes ever. They're massive. Check out this driver's window here. It's bulletproof as all hell, and you don't have to open the doors because the doors on these are so heavy because of their armor protection that it would almost be impossible to do so. They are called effortless doors, and they open up like a regular i7. You can see as well this is quite an extended version of the i7, but really cool because from most angles you wouldn't even be able to tell that this thing would protect you in small arms gunfire, but this thing can, apparently. Check out this window, you can see it through there. It is unreal. They really don't want anyone to die in these things. Very cool, the i7 protection. This is of course the BMW Neue Klasse, and it is their new design language. We saw the full unveiling, and that's a full video on the channel as well. Super interesting because this is going to be coming out in 15 months, which is insane. And this is of course the BMW 5 Series. This is the one with the combustion engine. We've done a full walk around of the i5 as well, so I'll link that down in the description. But this is a pretty cool car from what we can see. It's also going to be coming out in the M5 variant and the M5 Touring, and fingers crossed we can get the M5 Touring for the Australian market just like we got the M3 Touring, but we'll have to see. Hello and welcome to the BYD stand. This is the BYD Dolphin. This will be Australia's cheapest EV, selling at $38,890. Does look quite funky, doesn't it? Even when you come around to the back, although this is definitely my favorite angle. Check out this back area, build your dreams. Dolphin there. Looks really cool in this paint color. Coming inside, you're gonna see these really cool seats. I love the BYD design. It's really nice, and it all feels very solid, although this is a press car, so it's probably built that way. Check out the interior, the display itself, super responsive. Looks really, really good. In fact, I wonder if it's any better than the MG4. We'll have to find out. Coming into the back as well, it looks like you get quite a lot of space in there too. So yeah, really excited to see how this actually performs when it does arrive in Australia very soon. But let's check out some of the other cars they have here that might be coming too. So this is the BYD Seal. It's a full EV with front and rear motors. It has about 530 horsepower, I believe, and almost 700 Newton meters of torque in this setup. Looks really cool. Check out those daytime running lights as well. And then you come around to the back and it looks really cool. Check this out. So it hasn't been confirmed for the Australian market. It is though coming to the European market, so I guess that's cool for them. Coming inside, you're gonna see a really cool design. I love these seats. I think everything looks awesome. One of my favorite little party tricks as well is if you touch the display here, it goes into portrait mode and it just looks really, really cool. I don't know, everything here looks awesome. I'm really excited for Europe, but not Australia, because I don't think we're getting these ones. And then as far as I can tell, this is the BYD Seal U, which is essentially the SUV version of that exact car. So I don't know, it looks pretty promising. There's not much I can see inside because it's so damn busy here, but about the same as the other one. And then you might not have heard of this one. This is the Denza D9, and it is a plug-in hybrid minivan. There's also a full EV version. There's like 11 kilowatt hour plug-in hybrid, a 40 kilowatt hour plug-in hybrid, and then like over 100 kilowatt hour full EV, which is actually quite impressive. It's got a really nice rear end on it as well. Very, very cool. And then check out this interior. It looks really nice. These seats are absolutely fantastic. Really cool design. Got a little display up in front of you and then a massive display right there. You've also got all this stuff here. And again, very BMW-esque tech. A lot of rip-off of different manufacturers here, but hey, if you're going to copy something, copy the good stuff. That's what I always say. And then C is for Cupra. This is the Cupra Tavascan. It's their all-new fully electric SUV. It's got a range of about 546 kilometers, 0 to 100 in about 5.6 seconds. Check out these headlights, by the way. Obviously, they don't actually flash in real life. It's a stupid GoPro. It looks really, really cool. The only thing about it is it looks very Skoda Enyaq from the back. If you did that for me, I don't know, I wouldn't really be able to tell. But check out the bum on this thing. It looks really cool. Cupra badge is all lit up there as well. Let's check out the interior. Okay, so coming into the interior now, it's a really cool design. This gives me like hypercar vibes. Check out these seats as well. They look absolutely amazing. We've finally got a new display as well for Cupra cars. You got the little one up here like a motorbike. I don't know, this one's looking really cool. I just wish they didn't have these stupid little capacitive buttons, but otherwise, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this one. Check out the back as well. Looks like there's heaps of space in here. Again, the same really nice material. And you've got this really cool insert into the door with some backlighting there too. Clearly, this is year of the Chinese competitor brands. Check this out. This is the Forthing 5. It has a 1.5 litre Mitsubishi petrol engine in it, turbocharged, of course, and a 7-speed dual clutch. It looks pretty interesting as well. Let's take a quick look at the interior. Wow, that looks really, really cool. Check that out. I love their little logo there. These seats, they feel really nice. They're definitely not real leather, but still, almost gives me some BYD vibes in here actually, but yeah, very, very cool. Let's quickly check out the back as well. Feels like a nice satisfying thunk there. Look at that. That's very Urus vibes. I don't know. Really cool. I love to see that you can just make cars almost so easily, it seems. There are so many of these brands here, but pretty cool. Forthing 5. The other thing they have here is called the U-Tour, which is a 7-seat MPV. Again, it has the 1.5 litre Mitsubishi petrol engine inside of it, and it looks pretty cool. Let's have a quick look. Man, like, I would go so far as to say this thing is luxury. You got like marble-esque up here. Seats again feel really nice. Very cool design, and of course it is a 7-seater. Well, actually this one is the 6-seater, so you can see the captain's chairs here. Let's check out the back as well. Nice. I don't know, this thing is looking pretty cool. I'd love to see this in Australia. I don't know, the more the merrier, I say. Let's check out something else though. Okay, so behind me is Leapmotor. This one's really interesting because they're one of the biggest Chinese companies I've seen, especially for someone that was founded in 2015. It's insane. So this is the first one we'll talk about, the C11. It's actually got a massive wheelbase, a 3-meter long wheelbase, and it's a pretty budget EV, but it has level 2.5 autonomous driving, whatever that really means. The range is about 500 kilometers, which is actually quite impressive for such a large SUV, with a pretty small battery, about 69 kilowatt hours. And if we come inside, you're gonna see the classic like Chinese luxury in here. It's pretty awesome. So you get 3 displays all the way to the end. Some pretty cool tech. It feels quite nice in here as well. Steering wheel feels nice as well. I don't know, very impressed with all these Chinese EVs that they show, but it's clearly the name of the game here. Check that out there too. That's a huge amount of space. So this one here is only for the Chinese market, but it would be cool to see it in Australia, that's for sure. Let's check out some of the other ones. Okay, so behind me is the next one. It's the TO3. This thing has almost 300 kilometers of range. It is actually being sold in France already. Check out this interior though, it's pretty insane. Oh, it's nice and cool in here. The aircon is on. Check out this steering wheel. You got very basic cloth seats, but it is supposed to be a cheaper car. Look at that massive sunroof though. And yes, it does have back seats there too, if you can see that in the darkness. Pretty cool little EV. Let's check out the bum really quick. Yeah, nice. That thing looks cool. So just like the other C11 we checked out, this one is also a C11, but this is a range extender EV. So it's got an electric motor that, very much like the Nissan X-Trail we reviewed, actually extends out the range of this battery, and it has a real world range of over 1,000 kilometers, 1,024 to be exact. We might as well check out the interior while we're here. Oh, this is purple. That's really, really cool. Love the displays. The other thing I want to check out is the bum. So I realized we didn't show that on the other one. Yeah, that's sweet. But again, it's Chinese market only. Okay, so next one is this. This is the C10, and this is a fully electric vehicle. It's actually just released today at the Munich Auto Show, but they don't know anything, well, they're not telling us anything about it, except that it's a full EV, and it will come to Europe in the second half of next year. You've got clearly autonomous driving, because that is a giant sensor there, and cameras all around. Everything's blacked out though, so we can't see inside. But if we take a look at the back, it's looking pretty damn cool, I think anyway. You can let me know what you think in the comment section. And then we have the last one here, which is the C01. This is a sedan, and it's a pretty cool EV. So this one is like a flagship car. It's all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. And so it actually has an individual motor at each wheel, which is very cool. It's got a huge amount of power, 400 kilowatts, 720 Newton meters of torque. Looks fantastic as well. It's got that really cool saloon look. Let's quickly check out the bum on this thing. Yeah, nice, that's really, really cool. Let's check out the interior as well. So clearly the design language is to have 3 displays, one for the driver, one for the middle person, and then one for the passenger. So it's a really cool design. Check out these seats as well. How do they feel? Oh, unreal. Feels like really good leather. I don't know, very exciting. Let me check out the back really quick as well. Oh, just like my SsangYong chairman, that looks awesome. Really, really cool. Very nice. Cool, Leapmotors. Love to see them in Australia. Here we have the AMG Vision 111, which is supposed to have better electric motors, but frankly, I only care because it looks so absolutely wild. Check this out. You come to the side and you're gonna see these like wacky interior. It's just it's something straight out of a sci-fi movie. And then the back as well. Check this out. Oh, one of the most gorgeous things I have seen. Try and get in there. Really, really cool. Really cool. This is the new Mercedes E-Class. It looks actually quite radically different in the flesh. I didn't think it looked very different when it was first announced, but this looks quite wild. I love these new AMG designed wheels. I don't know, something just about them being mostly covered up in aero. This thing does look quite similar to what it was before, except that it has a 2-litre engine for the E400, which is almost a bit of a shame, but it looks fantastic. Really, really good. But I almost prefer the back, because check out these tail lights. They are the Mercedes badge, and I don't know, it just looks really, really cool. And when you come inside, you're going to see the Mercedes Hyper display there. That's all the rage. I'm sure that'll be an optional extra, or it'll come really highly spec'd in Australia. But it just looks really, really good. Simple, elegant. I like it. Welcome to the MG stand. This one's really exciting. So this is the MG4 X Power. That means that it will do 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. Now, there have been some mixed reports on how these actually drive, so we'll have to see when it arrives in Australia. But we have driven the MG4, and that video is coming out very soon. And let me tell you, that is super, super good. So if it's anything like that with this amount of power, I'm super excited. How about this though? Here is the MG Cyberster, which is one of the coolest looking new sports cars out there, especially from China. So this has 395 kilowatt of power, a front and rear motor. Check out those doors as well. And it just looks so beautiful. Check out the bum on this thing as well. Of course, it is a convertible, and they're doing some filming over there, so I've got to be careful. But if we have a look at the inside, you can see that, I don't know, this is really cool. The scissor doors. Check out that center console, the steering wheel, these seats. Oh, it's all looking really, really exciting. And then of course we have one of their newer cars, the Marvel R. Surprised that can kind of get through with that name as it is. Anyway, this is a fully electric SUV. The battery is about 70 kilowatt hours. The inside looks amazing. MG are smashing it with their designs at the moment. Even these seats look awesome, and if they're anything like the MG ZS EV or any of the other MGs we reviewed on the channel, I'm really looking forward to it. And the front as well, it looks really, really nice. So no, a lot of cool things coming from MG as well. And stay tuned, make sure you subscribe because we will be going to all of the launches. Behind me is the Opel concept, and this is really what Opel is going to look like in the future. And if it's anything like this concept, it's going to be pretty cool. It's also got a really cool feature over here. To be honest, I can't find much information about it in English, so there's that. But if we come around to the side, you're going to see these windows here. That has that electro technology where you press a button and it goes tinted, I suppose. Of course, this is the experimental one, and it looks really, really cool, especially from the back. Check that out. I wish they never died in Australia, but sadly they did. Let's check out the next one. Here we have the Porsche Mission X. This thing is their essentially new 918 concept, or at least the successor to the 918. You can see that this thing is full carbon. It's got a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, so essentially 1 horsepower for every kilogram, and it looks absolutely wild. Check this out. This is my favorite part. Come around to the back, and you can just see it's got like diffuser on diffuser on diffuser. A really cool car. Okay, so now we're at Renault, and behind me is this, the Renault Rafale, or Rafale, I don't even know how to say it. What it does have though is a 1.3 litre turbocharged petrol engine and 2 electric motors, and in its fastest form it has about 300 horsepower, and it actually looks really, really cool. Again, it's one of those coupé designs as an SUV. Come to the back and you're going to see a pretty familiar design. Looks very Renault Arcana, but I think that's probably a pretty good thing actually. And if we come inside, you're going to see a really cool interior. I love the gear selector. You've got Google all in your face there. These seats look really nice too. They feel very nice. The other thing I really like is this massive sunroof here, and I'm hoping that if we come into the back, there will be plenty of space, and yeah, there is. If you can see, it looks really cool. Hopefully this one also comes to Australia. Again, all for new cars. And this is the all-new Renault Scenic, again, a car we do not get in Australia, but I would love to see it because you know what? It's a big, fat, like almost MPV. It's got that really boxy-ish design. It also looks really cool on the inside. I love what they've done with the technology there, the dual displays. That looks really cool. I mean, every car has displays these days, but I don't know, these ones just look sick. And if we come to the back, you can also see that it's got this really cool design, and I love the matte paint to it too. So some pretty cool stuff from Renault, although there's no Megane. There's no Megane RS, which is sad. So now we're at the Ceres stand. Ceres is a Chinese competitor brand. I've actually pulled up a couple of their brochures because I have no idea about these cars, but what I have learned is that it's essentially an MG ZS EV or BYD Atto 3 competitor. Really sorry about the flashing. It's the refresh rate of the lights. It's very annoying. Incompatible with GoPros apparently. Not very powerful. So it says here that it has 120 kilowatt of power and 200 newton meters of torque. So, you know, it would move, but just not very fast. It's also got max DC charging at 40 kilowatt hours. And I wonder what the range is. You can see there, 331 kilometers. So I'm sure it's very cheap. I don't know the price, but yeah, look, it's not outstanding in at least its specs, but perhaps we should check out the interior because I don't know, man, Chinese car companies just do this so damn well. Check this out. Clearly this is already right-hand drive spec, so it could come to the Australian market. You have this dual wireless charger setup, which is probably very much like the Cherry Moto 5 and isn't actually like that. This is straight from a BMW, which is pretty funny. You've got the touch capacitive buttons. Seats feel really, really nice, actually. Very good. Look at them. Air freshener, it doesn't smell that great. The steering wheel feels nice, and frankly it looks really, really cool. I would love to see this in Australia, even though it's pretty cheap. And then coming to the bum on this one, this is the Ceres 3 still, and yeah, look, it's not the prettiest car out there. This one's probably one of their older lineups for sure. And this is actually likely to come to Australia, the Ceres 3. They're doing the ADR testing now, the spec listing and the market research, at least that's what they're telling us. So we might be seeing these on our roads very soon. Another cheap competitor. I don't mind. And actually, maybe let's check out the back seats as well. Looks pretty spacious back here. I wouldn't complain, I don't think. I don't know, looks very nice. Very cool spec. I love the tan interior, but they've got a bunch of other cars, so let's check those out. I've had to swap cameras because of how bad the lighting is here, but yeah, the Series 5 is really interesting. So check this out. 220 kilowatt of power, 420 newton meters of torque, which is pretty good. It's got a claimed range of 500 kilometers, which if true, again, is pretty good for a large SUV. And check out the interior of this one. You come inside and you have that classic like Tesla-like screen. It's absolutely massive, and just like every Chinese car, it's extremely responsive. Steering wheel feels nice. You've got a pretty really color accurate display there too. Again, you have dual wireless chargers, and this time it looks like it actually works. It has venting to pull some of the heat out too. And let's check out the back. Got these classic cool new style of door handles, and inside looks like you don't get a huge amount of space, but like it's decent. Yeah, very nice. I like it a lot. So this is the bum on the Series 5, and it looks really cool. I love the logo there in LED as well. Good looking car. And then we have this, the Series 7, and this looks to be a plug-in hybrid. So it has a 1.5 litre engine inside of it, but it's also got electric motor. And although this is in German, it seems like this thing has a WLTC claimed range of 175 kilometers on battery power only. That is seriously impressive if true. But you come inside and it seems to be very similar to the 5 in its design, except it's just much bigger. Check out these seats though. They are absolutely massive. And in the back you get your captain's chair, so very US market spec. And then let's see if we can see into the third row. Not a huge amount of space, but it looks pretty decent as well. Like any Chinese car, you have the power tailgate. Always good to see these specs. Very slow though. But yeah, it's a decent looking car. Okay, so this is pretty exciting. Behind me is Tesla, and this is the Model 3. They've just updated it. They've changed quite a lot. They've changed the headlights, they've changed some of the aero up front as well. So I haven't booked a time here, so I'm not allowed to go inside, but you can kind of get a sneak peek. They've added quite a bit. They've upgraded the screen. They've added lighting inside. I'm not sure if you can see it on this GoPro. And they've also changed some of the back. So if you come around at the back, you'll notice these redesigned tail lights, and I think they look way better than, for example, on the Model Y, which has not been updated yet. This is their mainstay. This was their biggest seller. Now the Model Y is starting to take over, but still very cool. A little update, but a big update for them considering how many of these they sell. Here we are at the Volkswagen stand, and this is really cool. Check this out. So this is the future of GTI. This is the ID GTI concept, and essentially it's an ID2, but this is somehow GTI-ified. So you can expect about 160 kilowatt to the front. It's going to be front wheel drive because that's what the GTI badge is. And apparently it's coming in like 2027. So that seems like a little bit far away, but it's got some really cool concepts up front. I love the little hooks, the little no step badge there. It's just a really good looking car, and it's about polo sized as well. So I'm hoping that by the time that it arrives, we finally have some smaller hot hatches in Australia. Check out the back. Check out how cool the back of this thing looks. It does look very GTI-esque. I don't mind that it's very boy racery, and even though it's a concept, you can expect a lot of this to actually come through, including like that VW badge there that's also lit up. VW also have some really cool other stuff. Let's check that out. This is another new one from Volkswagen. This is the ID7, and it does look very Volkswagen-esque, doesn't it? But the really cool thing about this is that it's kind of their new flagship sedan. So you can see it's got that sedan style. It's got a really big bum on it too, and this thing is huge. It's absolutely enormous. Let's take a quick look at the inside. You're going to see the new Volkswagen display. It looks like they're starting to learn their lesson in terms of design, but it looks really, really cool. Check out these seats. They look so awesome. I don't know. It's a really cool, interesting design. Looks like there's plenty of space in the back. We'll have to see when it comes to Australia what it's actually like. And then of course we have the ID Buzz, which is their new throwback to the old VW bus. Looks so, so cool. Jacob actually checked this out in Australia, and I'll link that video down below if I don't forget. This has a really, really cool interior. I don't think they have the biggest amount of range, but that's okay. I don't know, they look so good, man. Also, check out the back seats. Or really the bed. So yes, you can make this into a camper, you can just convert it down. Really cool concept. I'm super excited to drive that one when it comes to Australia. Behind me is a new manufacturer called XEV. They're a Chinese base, but this was designed in Italy. It almost looks like smart car-esque. It's 3D printed, which is a pretty cool thing. It's also got battery swap technology. Apparently it has a range of 150 kilometers and a top speed of about 80 kilometers as well. So you might be seeing these in a city near you. Let's quickly check out the interior. It feels very light. Looks really, really cool, actually. Got this really nice leather steering wheel. You got a pretty cool display there as well. I would love to drive one of these back home in Australia. What do you reckon? Should we get XEVs? Let me know. And this one, by the way, is called the Yo-Yo Pro. Very, very cool. Okay, so that's the auto show. I got my water bottle here because it has been a very long day, but really cool. I guess the thing that I've taken away is that there's a lot of Chinese competitor brands, really young brands that are making some pretty cool cars, and give them time, guarantee they're going to start to take over in a lot of ways. But you can let me know what you guys think of the Munich Auto Show down in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this one, please do subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Ciao for now.